Hello viewers, my name is Mr.Adebanjo and I want to welcome you to this video where we will be teaching ourselves and deliberate on Neco 2022 General Mathematics Objective Questions. So we are going to be solving this Neco 2022 General Mathematics Objective Question. So in the next video, we are going to be solving the theory part of this General Mathematics 2022. So you stay tuned for that video as well. So what are we expecting in this video? In this video, we'll be telling you where the topics where the questions were picked at. That is, we are going to tell you the topics where they pick each of the question, and we are also going to solve each question systematically, and that will make you understand how how you can solve the questions also by yourself. And also, we are going to be picking the correct answer from the option provided. So before we start, don't forget, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button right now, and you can share the video, comment on it, and so that you'll be notified when we upload another video. So let's jump to the first question. Now the first question is what you are seeing on the screen right now, and express 0.0030752 to three significant figures. You have to express 0.0030752 to three significant figure. So the question is from approximation as a topic. That's where they pick the question from. So the first significant number here is 3. 0.00 have no significance. So the first significant figure here is 3. The second significant number here is 0, and the third is 7. So we have to approximate to three significant figure. So that means you are working on this 7 here. Excuse me. You are working on this 7 here. So, and we look at number after 7. If it is up to 5. If it is up to 5, we round it up to 1 and add it to 7. But if not up to 5, we round it down to 0 and add it to 7. Then the other number becomes 0. But number is up to 5, so round it up to 1 and add it to 7. And that gives us 8. So that means we will be having 0.00308 as when we approximate this number to three significant figure. So the best option is option C. It's option C. So that is the solution to that first question. Let's go to the next question. Second question says that we have to simplify 1 whole number 1/9 divided by 1 whole number 1/3 times 3 whole number 3/5. So the question is from the basic operation on fraction. So addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication of fraction. So that is where the question is from. So if that is the case now, what do you do now? You can see that this fraction you have in here is a mixed sorry, excuse me, pardon me for that. The fraction you have is a mixed number, and also this is a mixed number, and this is also a mixed number. So there's need for us to first of all convert this to improper fraction. So that we need to convert this and this to improper fraction. So, and how do we do that? So 9 times 1 is 9 plus 1, that will be 10/9. And that's what we have in here. Then 3 times 1, 3 plus 1, making 4. So 4/3. Then also we convert this one to improper fraction as well. We have 3 times 5, 15 plus 3. That will give us 18/5. So then we have been able to convert each of them to improper fraction. Then all we need to deal with is this division we are having here. We can convert this division to multiplication by inversing this fraction. So 3 comes up, 4 goes down. That means we are having times here. Thereby, so we can reduce the fraction. 9 here 1, 9 in 18 2. So 5 here 1, 5 in 10 2. So then 2 here 1, 2 here 2, 2 here 1, 2 here 2. So then we have 3 left. So that means the correct option here is option he, which is 3. So that's the solution to the second question. Now if we go to the third question, we have to find the 15 terms of the sequence whose end term is given by this. So we have to find the 15th term of this sequence when the end term is this. So of course we know that if the end term is this, then we are looking for 15 terms. So that means our n is number of terms we are looking for. All we need to do is to substitute the value of 15 here, then simplify it. That will give us 15 terms. So if the end term is this, like I said, then we're looking for 15 terms. So all you need to do is to put your 15 here. 15 times 5 times 15 will give us 75 minus 5 divided by 5. Then 75 minus 5 gives us 70. 70 divided by 5 will give us 14. So option C is the correct option. So option C is the correct option, and the question is from sequence and series. The question is from sequence and series, so that's where they pick this question from. Let's move to the question number 4. Now question number 4 is on indices, indica equation. So the question is from indices. If we have 3 raised to power 6 minus 9x is equals to 27 raised to power 1 minus 2x, we have to find the value of x. Then how do we do that? We can see that all we need to do is to make the base. The base is 27. Then the base here is 3. So we have to make, if you can make the base equal, then they will cancel out. So then all you need to do is to convert this 27 to a number with base and power to indices. So and that will be 3 raised to power 3 will give us 27. So by so doing, 3 can take care of 3 here. Then we have a 6 minus 9x equals to 3 into 1 minus 2x. Then from there, 3 can open the bracket, we have 3 minus 6x. Then from there, what do? We can collect like times. Minus 9x, then minus 6x will go to this side. We have minus 9x plus 6x equals to 3. Then 6 come here, you have 3 minus 6. Then 3 minus 6 will give us minus 3. Then minus 9x plus 6x will give us minus 3x. Minus will take care of minus. Then we can divide both sides by 3 to get the value of our x. And our x is 1. So therefore, our s is 1. And that means option C is the correct option here. So as a result of that, we have been able to solve this question. Now let's move to the next question. Question number 5. Question number 5 is from SOD. SOD. The question is from SOD, and we have to simplify this SOD and pick the correct option here. If you look at that, you can see that this SOD 18 is not yet simplified. You can simplify it further. SOD 32 also can be simplified. SOD 50 can be simplified as well. So how do we simplify it? Is by looking for two numbers we can multiply together to give us 18, and one of the numbers is a perfect square. Also here, look for two numbers you can multiply together to give us 32, and one of them is a perfect square. Look for two numbers you can multiply together here to give us 50, and one of them is a perfect square. So you could discover that 9 times 2 will give us 18, and 9 is a perfect square. 16 times 2 will give us 32, and 16 is a perfect square. 25 times 2 will give us 50, and 25 is a perfect square. So as a result of that, what is SOD 9? SOD 9 is 3. That we are having 2 times 3 here. The remainder is SOD 2. Then SOD 16 is 4. That we are having 4 times 4. Then we are left with SOD 2. Then we have SOD 25. SOD 25 is 5. And that is why we are having 3 times 5 here. We mean that's SOD 2. Then if that is taken care of, the times 3 will give us 6. 4 times 4 will give us 16. 3 times 5 will give us 15. Then we are having 6 SOD 2 minus 16 SOD 2 plus 15 SOD 2. So as a result of that, minus 16 SOD 2 plus 15 SOD 2 will give us minus 1 SOD 2. Then 6 SOD 2 minus saw 2 will give us 5 saw 2. So, and if you look at the option given, we can see that option C is the correct option here. So, and that's the end of that question number 5. Let's move to question number 6. Now, question number 6, we have to simplify this as well. The question also is from indices. It's on indices. We have a 9 raised to power 1 over 4 times 27 raised to power half over 81 raised to power half. Of course, we should be able to interpret this. Now, this one is talking about we have to find the fourth root of 9. The fourth root of 9. This one is saying that we have to find the square root of 27 and the square root of 81. So, how do we do that? All you need to do, you can convert this 9 to an index in this you can find the convert this 9 to a number with base and power, that you find the indices of 9. So, or you find the index of 9. So that will give us 3 raised to power 2. Also, index of 27 we have 3 raised to power 3. The index of 81 we have 3 raised to power 4. So of course we are doing this for the in case of if it is theory. If it's not theory, you can just find the square root. Can we find the square root of 27 now? It doesn't have a square root. So, but if you continue the way we have been doing it, you can see that something will take care of something will happen to the power, and we're able to do something with the base. So, if that is the case now, let's continue. So, like so doing now, 2 will multiply half, sorry, 1 over 4 rather, according to the law of infinity that says that this power can multiply each other. So, we have 2 times 1 over 4, then we have 3 times 1 over 2, then 4 times half as well. So 2 here 1, 2 in 4, that means we have 1 over 2, that means we have 3 raised to power 1 over 2 here. Then also 3 times half will give us 3 raised to power 3 over 2. Then 4 times half will give us 2. So that means you're having 3 raised to power 2 here. Then you can apply law of indices here, since they have the same base, and we're having times here, you can add the power. So you can pick one of the base 3, then add the power. So over this. So if you add 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2, that will give us 4 over 2, and 4 divided by 2 will give us 2, divided by 3 raised to power 2. So you can also apply law of indices to this, and by picking one of the base, and we do something to the power, we subtract the power. So we have 3 raised to power 2 minus 2 equals to 3 raised to power 0. Anything raised to power 0 is 1. So that means the answer is 1 as well. So if that's the solution to that question number 6. So the correct option is option E. The correct option is option E. So that's the solution to that question number 6. Let's move quickly to the question number 7. On question number 7, that's also an approximation. We are having 8.5326 to the nearest 100th. To the nearest 100th, you have to approximate this value to the nearest 100th, and that is, you are dealing with number after decimal point. Now the first number here is 5, and that is the place value of that one is 10th. Then this 3 is on the place value of this one is 100th. So that means you are working on this 3. Then we look at the number after 3. If it's up to 5, if it is up to 5, round it up to 1 and add it to the 3. But if not up to 5, we round it down to 0 and add it to 3. But you can see that 2 is not up to 5. That means we round it down to 0 and add it to 3. So by so doing, the other number here becomes 0. So that means we'll be having 8.53 when we round this number to the nearest 100th. That means option B is the correct option as far as the question number 7 is concerned. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please you can click the subscribe button right now, so that you will be notified anytime we post video on this channel. And don't forget, we are going to upload the theory part of this Neco 2020 General Mathematics. It's very soon. We are going to upload the theory part of it. So now let's move to the question number 8 quickly. Question number 8 is on a logarithm. It's on logarithm, and we are given that log 2 is equals to 0.30103, and the log 3 is equals to 0.47712. Calculate without using table log 6 minus log 0.3. So that means you can simplify this log 6 and can simplify log 0.3. And don't forget that since we are not given the base of the log, that means they will inherit the default base, which is base 10. So they are in base 10 right now. That means we can simplify this log 6 by simplifying this 6. 6 will give us 2 times 3. Then we can also simplify this 0.3. That will give us 3 over 10. And we know that when we are having log, according to the law of logarithm, log mn will give us log m plus log n. So that means log 2 times 3 will give us log 2 plus log 3. So minus, also in the law of logarithm as well, division will change to minus. So log 3 over 10 will give us log 3 minus log 10. So if you open this bracket with the minus, then we'll be having minus log 2 plus log 3 minus log 3 minus and will give us plus log 10. So log 3 minus log 3, that will cancel out. That means you have log 2 plus log 10 left. So from there, we know that log 10 is 1. That is, log base 10 of 10 is 1. So if that is 1, then we are given the value of log 2 here, which is 0.30103. So that, if you add that plus 1, it will give us 1.30103. So that is why the answer is option E is the correct option here. So that is the solution for question number 8 for Neco 2022 General Mathematics objective question. So we are going to question number 9 right now. Question number 9 says that a toy train starts at the station and move around a circular track of 220 centimeter. So this question is on ratio. Is on ratio and proportion rather. It's on proportion. Let's use proportion. Question is on proportion. So a toy train starts at the station and move around a circular track of 220 centimeter. Full stop. How many rotations will it move along the track when it has covered 440 centimeter? So one rotation is equal to 220 centimeter. Then we are looking for how many rotation will make 440 centimeter. So if that should be the case now, we already have the conversion rate. Once rotation to this, then how many rotation to this? So we can cross multiply. When I cross multiply this time, this will give, that will give us 440. Then this time still will give us 220x. Therefore, by so doing, we are looking for the number of rotation, which is our x. Divide both side by 220. That will give us 2 rotations. So option A is the correct option as far as this question number 9 is concerned. Let's move question number 10 quickly. Question number 10 is on percentage error. It's from percentage error. A square of size 10 centimeter is measured by a student as 9.9 centimeter. If he uses our measurement to calculate the area of the square, calculate the percentage error. So the question is on percentage error. How do we do this? All you need to do is to find the area of the square using the original value or original length of the square, and also calculate the area of the square using the student measurement, which is 9.9. Then all you do is that you can find a error in area. So by removing the area of this one from the area of the actual length. So, and that's what you have here. Area of the square using the original length is we have s square. If s is the side of the square, so we have 10 square equals to 100 centimeter square. That's the area of the square using the original length of the square. Then when you now use the measure length of the student, you have the area to be 9.9 square, and that gives us 98.01 centimeter square. Then you can now find the error in area now by removing the area when you use the measure length from the area we got. When we use the actual length, that will give us 100 minus 98.01, and that will give us if you subtract that, will give us 1.99. Then percentage error will be error divided by actual length multiplied by 100. So what is actual length? The actual length is actual length in will be 100. Actual length in area now will be 100 because we are looking for percentage error in area. So that means we have 1.99, which is error divided by 100 multiplied by 100. So 100 we cancel 100. That means we have 1.99%. So that means the percentage error is 1.99%, and option here is the correct option for the question number 10. Quickly, let's jump to question number 11. Question number 11 is on a sequence and series as well, and this is on arithmetic progression. The end term of an arithmetic progression AP is defined by Tn is equals to 2n plus half. Find the sum of the first term and of the AP. Find the sum of the first 10 terms of the AP. Sorry for that. So we have been given the end term of the sequence. So we are told that that sequence is on a arithmetic progression. So that means there will be common difference, and we can also find the first term and the second term, and from that we can know the common difference. Then we'll be able to sum. So if this is the end term, I said T1, which is the first term, you can find the first term by putting 1 here. So, and if you put 1 here, that means you have 2 times 1, which is 2 plus half. You find the LCM, that will give us 4 plus 1 over 2, and that will give us 5 over 2. That means the first term is 5 over 2. You can also find the second term, which is 2. You can put 2 here, and that will be 2 times 2 plus half. That means you have 4 plus half. That will give us a plus 1 over 2, and that gives us 9 over 2. So the second term is 9 over 2, and the first term is 5 over 2. So that means you can find the common difference between these terms, and that will be the second term minus first term. 9 over 2 minus 5 over 2, and that gives us 4 over 2, and that gives us 2. That means the common difference is 2, and the first term is 5 over 2. So we have to sum the first 10 terms. So you can go back and bring the formula of finding sum of term in AP, which is sum of term is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus open bracket n minus 1 close the bracket d close the break bracket. And where our n is number of terms we are summing together, a is the first term, d is the common difference. So that means we are summing 10 terms together. So we have n over 10 over 2 into 2 times the first term is 5 over 2 plus open bracket 10 minus 1, which is the number of term minus 1 multiplied by the common difference. So if you simplify that, we have 5 here, then 2 we take care of 2, then we have 5 left. Here we have a 9 minus 10 minus 1 will give us 9, 9 times 2 give us 18. So 5 plus 18 will give us 23. 23 times 5 will give us 115. So that is the sum of 10 terms of that sequence, and option D is the correct option as far as question number 11 is concerned. Quickly, let's jump to question number 12, which is also from arithmetic progression as well. The question is also from arithmetic progression, sequence and series. We are told that the fifth term and the 11th term of an AP are 13 and 31 respectively. Find the sum of the first term and the common difference. So as I said, question is from arithmetic progression, sequence and series. So this question is going to lead to what is a word problem question, and it's going to lead to simultaneous equation. How do we find a term in AP? That will be number of term nth is equals to a plus open bracket n minus 1 multiplied by d. So we are looking for fifth term. So all you need to replace that n with 5. So that means we'll be having the fifth term to be a plus 5 minus 1, which is 4, then d. So that means the fifth term of arithmetic progression is a plus 4d, and we'll be giving the value which is equal to what, 13. Also the 11th term, which will be a plus 10d, is also equal to 31. So that means we have two equations, so we have two equations now to solve simultaneously to find our first term and a common difference. So if I remove equation 1 from equation 2, that means this minus this. So I have a minus a, that gives us 0. 10d minus 4d will give us 6d. 31 minus 13 will give us 18. Then we can divide both sides by 6. 18 divided by 6 will give us 3. So that means the common difference is 6. Then also we can substitute that into any of these equations to get the value of our a. So if you put this into equation A, equation 1 rather, we have A plus 4D equals to 13. Then 3 can go, you can replace your D here with 3. That means you have 4 times 3, that will be 12. Then we have collect like times here, you have A is equals to 13 minus 12, and that will give us 1. So the common difference is 3, the first term is 1. And the question says we should sum the first term and common difference. What is the first term? 1. And what's the common difference? 3. So that means you have 1 plus 3, and that will give us 4. So option A is the correct option as far as the question number 12 is concerned. Let's move to question number 13 quickly. Question number 13 is on also is also from sequence and series, and is from it's on it's from sequence is on from sequence and series, and also the question is from GP, geometric progression. The question is from geometric progression. And so how do we solve that? We are told that the system of a GP is 486. Find the common ratio if the first term is 2. Now, how do we do that? How do we find the number of terms of GP? Now, we have the NTH is equals to AR raised to power n minus 1. That's how to find the number of terms of GP. So, and then we have been told that the system, so all you need to do is to replace that n with 6. So that means we have a raised to power that means you have NTA is equals to a, then r raised to power of 5 minus 1. That will give us NTH is equals to r raised to power 5. So that means this is the system of the GP is a r raised to power 5, and that will give us, and that is equals to 486. So, and that's what we have here right now. AR raised to power 5 is equals to 486. Then we have been given this first term, which is 2, and we have 2 raised to power 2 is equal to R raised to power 5 equals to 486. Then we can divide both sides by 2. Then we have R raised to power 5 is equals to 243. So how do we get, our aim is to find the common ratio, which is our R. Then that, how can we do that is by finding the fifth root of this one, both sides rather. So if I find the fifth root, I'll get R here, and the fifth root of 243 is 3. So that means the common ratio or constant ratio is 3. And option D is the correct option as far as this question is concerned. Now, let's move to the next question, which is question number 14. Question number 14 says we are to evaluate 256 over 81 raised to power minus 3 over 4. And the question also is from, it's also from indices. The question also is from indices, so we have to evaluate this. How do we do that? We can find the fourth root of 256, and can also find the fourth root of 81. But to make it clearer, let's do it this way. We can find the index of 256, and that will give us 4 raised to power 4. We can also find the index of 81, that will give us 0 raised to power 4. By so doing, they both have the same power. That means the power can go out. So we have 4 over 3 raised to power 4, open another bracket, raised to power minus 3 over 4. So, and we know that these two power can multiply. So 4 we take care of 4, then we have minus 3 left. So if that should be the case now, we have 4 over 3 raised to power minus 3. And we know the meaning of this minus is telling us that we should inverse whatever we have in this bracket. So if we inverse it, that will give us 3 over 4. Then we have 3 over 4 raised to power 3. Then 3 raised to power 3 give us 27, 4 raised to power 3 give us 64. So the option is, the best option here is the option D, and we have it to be 27 over 64, and that's option D. Now let's move to question number 15. Question number 15 is from binary number, which is number base. It's from binary number. We are having 1100 11 base 2 times 101 base 2. So we have to multiply them. And how do we do that? If you rewrite this, we have here, we rewrite this and we're multiplying this. So 1 will multiply everything here. That means you have this. 1 times 1 will give us 1. 1 times 2, 1 will give us 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. Then 0 also will multiply through, just like the way you multiply numbers. So we have zeros. Then 1 also will multiply, we have this. Then we can now add them together. We have 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus, sorry, 0 plus 0 plus 1, 1. This one also give us 1. We have 1, we have 1, we have 1, we have 1. So we have 1, like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 1 in 8 places. And that means option A is the correct option as far as question number 15 is concerned. So that is that. So don't forget, viewers, we are solving NECO 2022 general mathematics question, the objective part now. So we are going to do another video where we are going to be solving all the theory of the NECO 2022 general mathematics question as well. So if that is the case now, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button right now so that you can subscribe to this channel, so that whenever we post video, you'll be the first person to see the video. Let's move to question number 16 quickly. Question number 16 is from SOD. It's also from SOD. We are having 3 over so 3 plus 6. And how do we do that? You can see that the denominator here is having SOD, and we cannot leave the answer like this. I mean, we need to do something to this. And what do? We need to rationalize. We need to rationalize it. So, and how do we rationalize? By finding the conjugate of the denominator. We need to find the conjugate of the denominator. And what is the conjugate of this denominator is so 3 minus 6. So, and you now use that to multiply up and down. So if you multiply up and down, that means we have this. So we have 3 over so 3 plus 6 times so 3 minus 6 over so 3 minus 6. Then if that's the case, then this will now 3 multiply everything here, then this will multiply all this. But you can see that this and this are, they are different of 2 squares. So that means we have a 3 times so 3. We have 3 so 3. Then 3 times minus 6 will give us a minus 18 over. Then we can use the rate of two squares here. Then we have so 3 squared, and then we have a 6 squared minus 6 squared as well. And by so doing, what do we have? We have 3 so 3 minus 18 over so 3 squared minus 6 squared. And by so doing, if you simplify that further, so 3 squared will give us 3, then 6 squared will give us 36. So we have 3 minus 36, and that will give us minus 33. Then here 3 is common to the numerator. We can factorize 3 out here. We have 3 into so 3 minus 6. Then what do? 3 can go here 1. 3 in 33 will give us 11. So that means we have minus open bracket, so 3 minus 6 left over 11. The minus can open the bracket. That means we have minus times so 3 will give us minus so 3. Then minus times minus 6 will give us 6. So that gives us 6 minus so 3 over 11. And option B is the correct option as far as question number 16 is concerned. Now let's go to question number 17. Question number 17 is from us on depreciation. Depreciation as a topic. That's arithmetic of finance. So we'll be solving question on depreciation here. The value of a car depreciates by 20% at the beginning of each year. If the car costs 1 million, find the value of the car after 2 years. So the question is from us on the depreciation, and that means there is a constant rate of depreciation. Constant rate of depreciation for the at the beginning of each year. So then, instead of we calculating the the cost of depreciation after the first year, then subtract it from the initial price, then do that for the second years also. Because there's constant rate of depreciating, then we can use this formula to find the amount after 2 years, after it might have depreciated for at this rate. So that means we have amount after depreciating is equals to P, which is principal into 1 minus rate over 100 raised to power n, where n is the rate and where r is the rate and n is the period of depreciation. Sorry for that. Then if you substitute that, P is 1 million into 1 minus 20 over 100, then raised to power 2, because we are having after 2 years here. So that means we have 1 million into 1 minus 20 over 100. That will give us, if you simplify that, that will give us 0.8 squared. And if this multiply this, we have 640,000 to be the actual price of that car after 2 years. After it might have depreciated for 20%. So the new price of the cars after 2 years is 640,000 naira. And option C is the correct option for the question number 17. Question number 18 is on matrices. So we are given that the matrix A is this, and matrix B is this. Calculate AB. That means you are multiplying matrix A with B. So, and in this case, the rule for multiplication must be put into place when it comes to matrix. The number of elements in the rows must match the number of elements in the column of the second matrix. The number of elements in the row of the first matrix must match the number of elements in the column of the second matrix. And that's why we have this arrow to lead us that the row will multiply column. So if that is the case, how do we multiply? We have 2 times 1, that will give us 2. Then minus 1 over 3 times 3, that will give us minus 1. We're having 2 minus 1 here. Also 2 times 2 will give us 4. Then minus 1 over 3 times 6 will give us minus 2. Then 3 times 1 will give us 3. 4 times 3 will give us 12. Also 3 times 2 will give us 6. 4 times 6 will give us 24. So 2 minus 1 will give us 1. 4 minus 2, 2. 3 plus 12 will give us 15. 6 plus 24 will give us 30. So AB will give us this matrix. And the best option here is option A. So let's go to question number 19. Question number 19. Question number 19 is from a quadratic equation. When you are given the root of the quadratic equation, to look for the equation of the quadratic equation. So we are given the root, which is 2 and minus 3 over minus 3 and a half. Then if that should be the case, then what do? We know that the roots are this and this. Then all we need to do is to pick a variable for the equation. So x is what we have picked here. So that means s will be equal to 2 and s will be equal to minus 3 and a half. Then if you take this to this side, we have 3 minus 2 equals to 0. Then we have s minus 2 equals to 0, and then we have this one to this side, we have s plus 3 and a half equals to 0. Then from there as well, if this is equal to 0 or is equal to 0, so when we multiply the two of them, if we multiply this and by this, it's supposed to be equal to 0 as well. So you have s minus 2 into s plus 7 over 2 equal to 0. Then from there, we can open the bracket. X times s give us s squared. S times 7 over 2 give us 7 over 2x. Minus 2 times s give us minus 2x. Minus 2 times 7 over 2 give us minus 7. Then from there, to clear this fraction, we can multiply through by 2. So if we multiply the s squared by 2, you have 2s squared. If we multiply 7 over 2s by 2, give us 7x. Multiply minus 2s by 2, give us 4s. Minus 7 times 2 give us minus 17 is equal to 0. Then also collect like times 7x minus 4x will give us 3x. So that means the equation we are looking for is 2s squared plus 3s minus 14 is equal to 0. Then option D, if you look at it critically, is the correct option. So that's question number 20 that we have just solved now. Now let's move to question number 21 quickly. Excuse me for that. Question number 21 is simplification of algebraic fraction. Simplification of algebraic fraction is question number 21. We have to simplify a squared minus 4 over a squared minus a minus 6. So of course we can see that the numerator is a difference of 2 squares. So that what we are having it to be a squared minus 2 squared over, then the denominator is a quadratic expression which you can factorize. So if by looking for two numbers, I can multiply together to give us minus 6. And when you add them together, give us minus 1 here. So that will be minus 3a plus 2a. Minus 3a plus 2a will give us minus a. Excuse me for that, sorry. I have to clear my throat. Minus 3a plus 2a is because that will give us minus a. So by so doing, you can now factorize this. A is common, bring out the a. Then factorize this as a 2 is common, bring out the 2. And you can see that you're having the same brackets. So if you pick a plus 2, then a minus 3. You can see that a plus 2 will take care of a plus 2. Then we have a minus 2 over a minus 3. And that will give us what you're having here. And option E is the correct option for that question number 21. Let's move to the question number 22. Given the question number 22 also is from a quadratic equation. So we are given this quadratic equation to find the product of its roots. To find the product of its roots. So you don't need to solve this quadratic equation before you can find the product of its roots. So you can use a sum and product of the quadratic equation. And how do we do that? So if I rearrange this quadratic equation, I have 3x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals to 0. We know that our a here is 3, our b is minus 5, then our c is 2. So if you use the sum and product of quadratic equation, and the product of quadratic equation is if alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation, alpha beta, which is product, will be c over a, and our c over a is 2 over 3. So, and that's why you're having option A to be correct option, 2 over a. Then question number 23 now is what you are solving right away, and that's also on a simplification of algebraic fraction, division of algebraic fraction. And how do we solve that? Also, we can factorize the numerator because m is common here, and also if you factorize that, let's see that first. M is common here, so if you bring out the m, you have m into m plus 1 over m into m plus 1 into m plus 2. Then this can take care of this here. Then we have 1 over m plus 2 left. So we have 1 over m plus 2 as the option C. And the option C is the correct option for question number 23. And that's the solution to that question number 23. Let's move to question number 24, which is on proposition. The proposition is the is where they pick this question number 24 and question number 25 from. And you have to use the truth table below to answer question number 24 and question number 25. Now, how do we do that? You are given proposition P and proposition Q, and under P you are having true, true, false, false. Under Q you are having true, false, true, false. So they have done something here to get X. They have something here so to get Y. And that's what they want us to find. Which of the following symbolic statement illustrate X? That is, what have they done to this and to P and Q to get X? If you look at it, true, true here give us true. True, false give us false. That should be hand. It is when we have P and Q. So in the truth table of hand, when any of the two proposition is false, then the result will be false. Also here you're having false true, that also give us false, and false false will also give us false. It is when it is true true that will give us true. So that means X here is and. So that means we'll be having P and Q. P and Q, that means option A is the correct option here. Option A is the correct option. Also for Y, let's see Y. We're having true true give us true. We're having true false give us true, and that is all. When it comes to all, if one of them is true, that means the result will be true. It is false when both of them are false. So, and that is all. So true true will give us true. True false also give us true. False true give us true. Then false will give us false. So that means you're having P or Q to give us Y, and that's why we have to find the symbolic symbol, which of the following symbolic statement illustrates Y. and that is a P or Q, and that's option C. Option C is correct option for question number 25 as well. So don't forget, we are solving Neco 2022 General Mathematics Objective Question, and in the next video we are going to solve the theory part of that Neco 2020 General Mathematics as well. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button right now so that you will be notified as soon as possible. Now question number 26 now, and that is on measuration of plane shape, and the plane shape we are measuring here is a rectangle. Measuration of plane shape, and the plane shape we are measuring now is a rectangle, and the question here on it is says that the perimeter of a rectangle is 44 meter and its area is 120 meter squared. Find the dimension of the rectangle. But to find the dimension of the rectangle, now how do we do that? Now we know that when it comes to the perimeter of a rectangle, we are it to be 2 into length plus breadth, and the area is the length times breadth. So if that should be the case, we have to, if in this case we said that the length is x and the y is the breadth, then the perimeter will be 2 into x plus y equals to 44 as we have been given here. Then 2 can go in 44. That means we have x plus y equals to 22. You can call down equation 1. For the area as well, which is length times breadth, xy equals to 120. Then we are having two equations now. From equation 1, you can make one of the variables solve the formula. When here we make x solve the formula, that means we have x is equals to 22 minus y. 22 minus y. That you can call that equation 3. You can now put the equation 3 into 2. So anywhere we see s, we put 22 minus y there. So that will give us y into 22 minus y equals to 120. Open the bracket, 22y minus y squared equals to 120. Then you can rearrange it so that it can give us a quadratic equation. We have minus y squared plus 22y minus 120 equals to 0. We can now solve this now using factorization method. So minus 1 here will multiply minus 120, and that will give us plus 120. We'll now look for two numbers can multiply together to give us 120, and when we add them together, it will give us plus 22. And that those numbers are 10 plus 10 and plus 12. Plus 10 plus 12 will give plus 10 plus 12 give us 22. So we can now use that to represent this 22y here, and that will give us minus y squared plus 10y plus 12y minus 120. Factorize y out here. We have y into minus y plus 10. Then you can factorize minus 12 here as well. Then we have a minus y plus 10 equals to 0. Don't forget that the two brackets must be equal. So we have y minus 12 into minus y plus 10 equal to 0. Then also that means y minus 10 equals to 0, or minus y plus 10 is also equals to 0. Then from there we can find our y to be 12 or 10. So if our y is 12 or 10, we can also find the value of our x by inputting each of these value of y into equation 3 here. Equation 3 is equals to, it says that s is equals to 22 minus y. So anywhere we see y, you can put 12 or 10. So when y is 12, we put that here, that means our s will be 10. And when our y is 10, if you put that here, that means our s will be 12. So either of these two variables, our y can be 12 and our s will be 10, or our y will be 10, our s will be 12. So in this case, anyone you pick will still give you the same answer. So in this case now, we have 12 meter and 10 meter to be the dimension of the rectangle. So option B is the correct option as far as this question number 26 is concerned. Now question number 27 is the next question we are going to solve now. That's also on a quadratic equation, and also we solve this one using factorization method, or complete square method, or formula method, or graphical method. Then in this case we solve it using factorization method. All you need to do is to 3 will multiply minus 3, that give us minus 9. You now look for two numbers you can multiply together to give us minus 9. When you add them together, you give us minus 8 here. And what are the two numbers? We have minus 9 and 1. So in that case, we can now factor that way. That's why you're having 3x squared minus 9x plus x minus 3 equal to 0. And by so doing, we can now factorize this 3x here, and we have 3 here into s minus 3, and here 1 is common. We have plus 1 into s minus 3 equals 0. So that will give us 3s plus 1 and s minus 3 equals to 0. From there, we have 3s plus 1 equals 0, or s minus 3 is equal to 0. So in this case, we are looking for the value of our x. Take 1 to the other side, we have 3 equals to minus 1. Divide both side by 3, that gives us s to be minus 1 over 3. And here we'll be having s equals to 3. So out of this is the value of the x, and the option D is the correct option as far as the question number 27 is concerned. So question number 27 that's the solution of question number 27. And now let's move to question number 28 now briefly. Also, that's also on is that question is from quadratic expression of two variables. Now quadratic expression of two variables, we are having variable y and variable a as the two variables given to us in this quadratic expression. All you need to do is to solve it as well by factorization as well, and by so doing, all you need to do is to instead of when you get your two roots, instead of using one variable, you put the two variable ay to replace instead of using one variable. Your 5 will multiply minus 3, that means you have minus 15. Two numbers you can multiply together to give us minus 15, and when you add them together, you give us plus 2. And how do we do that? The two numbers are 5 and minus 3 minus 3. So that means you need to add ay to the 5 and ay to minus 3 are these two factors. Then from there, now what do? You can now factorize. 5y is common here. 5y into y plus a is left. Minus 3a is common here. You have minus 3a into y plus a. And by so doing, we have 5y minus 3a, then y plus a. Pick one of the two brackets. You have it to be this. So we have 5y minus 3a into y plus a. And option B is the correct option. As you can see, question number 29 is what we want to do now. We have to evaluate sy squared minus z squared over 2yz plus s squared over 2y plus z. So given the values of our x, y, and z, our s is 2, y is minus 3, and z is minus 2. So this is algebraic fraction by substitution. So substitution of algebraic fraction, that's what we are having here now. We have to substitute the values of each variable here and simplify them. So if our s is 2, you can put that here. Our y is minus 3 squared. Then our z is minus 2 squared over 2 into minus 3 minus 2 plus s is 2 squared over 2 into minus 3 plus open bracket minus 2. Then minus 3 squared will give us 9. Then we have 2 times 9 here. Then minus 2 squared will give us 4. Then you have minus 4 left over minus times 1 will give us plus 3 times 2 6. 6 times 2 12 plus you have 2 squared, we have 4 over 2 times minus 3 will give us minus 6 plus times 1 will give us minus 2. So from there, minus 6 minus 2 will give us minus 8. Then from there, we have 2 times 9 will give us 18 minus 4, that will give us 14 over 12. Then 4 here 1, 4 in 8 will give us 1 over 2. Minus times plus will give us minus here. Then 2 here 7, 2 here 6, 7 over 6 minus half. Then we can find the LCM here. 6 equals to 7, 2 in 6, 3 times 1 give us 3. 7 minus 3 is equal to 4 over 6. Then 2 can go in 4 over 6. Then that gives us 2 over 3. Then option B is the correct option as far as this question number 29 is concerned. Let's move to question number 29 quickly. So question number 30 rather. Now this also is on a proposition and as a logic now. So the question is also on a proposition logic. Then we are having a proposition P to I pass mathematics, proposition Q I pass physics. Conclusion I pass mathematics if and only if I pass physics. Translate the conclusion into symbols. That means if and only if, that means we have a two-headed arrow, and that is this. So I pass mathematics if and only if I pass physics. So option C is the correct option there. That's question number 30. Question number 31 now is on subject formula. We're having V is equals to 1/3 of pi r squared into 2r plus h. We have to make h the subject of the formula. All we can do is to get rid of this 1 over 3 by cross multiplying. We have 3v equals to pi r squared into 2r plus h. Then from there you can get rid of this pi r squared by dividing both sides by pi r squared. We have 3v over pi r squared equals to 2r plus h. Our aim is to find h. So that means 2r is disturbing it. You can take it to the other side. So that means we'll be having h is equals to 3v over pi r squared minus 2r. So that will give us the value of our h, and option B is the correct option. Question number 32 is on variation. Question is on variation. You are told that a varies inversely as square of b. A varies inversely as the square of b. A varies inversely as square of b. So there's an error there. So there should be square here. There's an error there. There should be square here. That's an omission. Then b varies slightly as square of c. B varies as square of c. Then find the equation connecting a and c where k is constant. So here you're having square as well. Then we can translate this one to look like this. That will be 1 over b squared equals to 1 over c squared. So we can translate this one to look like this. We can translate this b to look like this. Don't forget we're having square here. So that will be for this one we'll be having 1 over b alpha squared, varies as 1 over c squared. That gives us this. Then all we need to do is to square this one, because this one is also having squared. So that means I have 1 over b squared here. So equals to 1 over c raised to power 4. Then if I can now bring this and this together, I'll be having a varies as 1 over c raised to power 4. Then 1 over c raised to power 4. Then if you introduce constant k, I'll be having a is equals to k over c raised to power 4. Then that means option D is the correct option here, not option B as I've said earlier. That's an omission of square. So option D rather, is the correct option. Then if that should be the case, now let's go to question number 33. Number 33 as the next question. Now, if m varies inversely as n and m is equal to 15 over 2 when n is equal to 4, find the value of n when m is equal to 1 over 20, inverse of 1 over 20. Now, how do we do that? This question also is for us on variation. M varies inversely as n. M varies inversely as n. So you can introduce k so that this expression can become an equation. So if I introduce constant, m is equal to k over n, where k is the constant. Our m is 15 over 2, and our n is 4. That means 15 over 2 equals to k over 4. Then you can cross multiply here. You have 2k equals to 15 times 4 equals to 60. Variable start by 2 to give us k is 30. So if k is 30 now, question asks us to find n when our m is 1 over 2, inverse of 1 over 20. Now if that should be the case, all you need to go back to the equation you have there. You have m is equals to k over n. Then we can make n destroy the formula. N will be k over m. Our k is 30 over m. M is inverse of 120. Sorry, inverse of 1 over 20. What's inverse of 1 over 20? That gives us 20 over 1. So that means we have 30 divided by 20, and that gives us 3 over 2, and that gives us 1 and a half. N is equals to 1 and a half. So that's option C as the correct option in question number 33. Question number 34 is from circle geometry. The question is from circle geometry. Find the value of k in the figure below. And how do we do that? You are given this angle as k and this angle as 3k. And this is a cyclic quadrilateral because you're having quadrilateral inscribed in a circle. And there's a relationship with this angle k and angle 3k. They add up to 180 degree. The opposite interior angle of a cyclilateral are supplementary. So k plus 3k will give us 180 degrees. K plus 3k will give us 4k equals 180. K is equals to 180 over 4. And that will give us 45 degrees. So option C is the correct option as the correct option there. Also, question number 35. Given the line 2s minus 3y equals to 9, determine the gradient. So this is a linear equation. You have to find the gradient of that linear straight line. How do we do that? Is by making this equation to look like the template of a linear equation. What is the template of linear equation? Y is equals to ms plus c. And by so doing, we can all you need to do is to make this equation look like this. Then how do we do that? Is by simplifying this so that it can look like this, and the question of x here is the gradient, our m is the gradient. So what you do, simplify this, take 2s to the other side, we have minus 3y equals to 9 minus 2x. Then from there we can multiply both sides by minus so that we can take care of this minus here. So I have minus 9 plus 2x as we have seen here. Okay, then you can divide both sides by 3. Then we have a y is equals to minus open bracket 9 minus 2s over 3. Then if you open back the bracket with minus, we have a minus 9 over 3 plus 2s over 3. Then from there 3 will take care of minus 9, that gives us minus 3. Then we have plus 2 over 3x, where the m here, which is question of x here, is the gradient, so gradient will be 2 over 3. So option B is the correct answer. 2 over 3 is the gradient of the straight line here. So question number 36 now is on triangle, isosceles triangle, and an isosceles triangle MNO. In an isosceles triangle MNO, where line MN is equal to line MO equal to 6 centimeter, and the angle NMO is equal to 1112 degrees. Calculate NO correct to two significant figure. So if that should be the case now, this diagram might not be too perfect, but I will try to explain it better. We are given an isosceles triangle, two sides are equal, MN is equal to MO. So this 6 centimeter, 6 centimeter. So our aim is to find NO this side, given the angle NMO, angle NMO 112 degrees. So how do we do that? If you divide this angle by say that angle, that means you draw a line straight, it will bisect that angle given to us. So that means this angle here will be 56 degrees and the other angle will be 56 degrees. And that means we'll be having two right angle triangle, this angle right angle triangle here and this one also, and they are both equal. So if I can find YO and I'll find YN, then I will add it together to get my NO. But because both of these two right angle triangles are equal, I will need to find one. Then I can easily multiply my answer by 2 to give me the total side, the value of the side here. So we can use trigonometric ratio since we know this angle here and we know this angle here. So we have this angle here 56 degree, this side which is the hypotenuse side, then we are looking for the opposite of that angle. So then we can use sine 56 equals to this side over this 6, and that will give us sine 56 equals to yo, which is this side over 6. The cross multiply, we have yo is equal to 6 sine 56, and that will give us 4.97. So as I said here, the two triangles are equal, and yo is equal to yn. So that means this side no will be yo plus yn. It will be 4.97 plus 4.97, and that will give us 9.948. And we have to take it to two significant figure. That will give us 9.9. And option B is the correct option as the for question number 36. Question number 37 now, we are told that find the total surface area of the cubed drawn below. And now if you look at this diagram at first, you look at it, it does not look like a cubed. But since we have been told that it's a cubed, so we agree that it's a cubed. But it doesn't really look like a cubed, right? So now we have to find total surface area. That will be area of this side plus the down part plus this side plus this side plus this side is facing there. So that is the total surface area of a cuboid. Now total surface area of a cuboid is equal to 2 into length times breadth plus breadth times height plus length times height as well. So the length, we know the length, we know the breadth, we know the height. So that should be the case. Now we have 2 into 5, which is the length, then times 3, which is the breadth, then the height is 18. So now if that should be the case, now that will be 18 will be length, the breadth is 5, so the breadth is 5 and the breadth is 3, height is 5. Regardless of the way it is, now if you still put it into this anyone you regard as the breadth, anyone you regard as length or the height, if you put it into this formula, we'll be having this, and it's going to give you the same answer. So we have 5 times 3 plus 3 times 18 plus 5 times 18. That will give us 2 into 15 plus 54 plus 90. So we have 2 into 159, and that will give us 318 centimeters squared. And that is question number 37, and the option is option D as far as that question is concerned. Question number 38. Find the acute angle between the line x plus 4y equals to 12 and 2y minus a equals to minus 6. So we are having is two straight lines which are represented by these two equations, and both are linear equation. So you have to look at the acute angle between them, and that is tan theta is equal to m2 minus m1 over 1 plus m2 m1, where m1 and m2 are the gradient of the two straight line. And all we need to do is to get the gradient of the two straight line, and you can get that from the two equations given to us, which are the coefficient of x. When you simplify to make when you make the two equations look like the template of the linear equation, the template of the linear equation is y is equal to ms plus c. So we need to make this equation look like that, and by so doing is to make y solve the formula, and that will give us if you do that, y will be equals to 3 minus s over 4, where the gradient will be minus 1 over 4. So m1 will be minus 1 over 4. Also for the second equation, 2y minus x equals to minus 6. Also make y solve the formula. You'll be having y is equals to minus 3 plus x over 2, where gradient of that one also will be 1 over 2. So we have our m2, we have our m1. Substitute it into this formula. Tan theta will be m2 is half minus open bracket minus 1 over 4 as m1 over 1 plus m2 multiplied by m1. So half times minus 4 will give us minus 8. Then if you find this minus times minus will give us plus, then we have half plus 1 over 4. Then if you find the LCM here, that means we'll be having 4 as the LCM. So and that will give us 2 plus 1 over 4. Find the LCM of the denominator as well. We have 8. Then that will be 8 minus 1 over 8 as well. And that will give us tan theta equals to 3 over 4 here. divided by 7 over 8. And we can change that division to time. That will give us 8 over 7. 8 before we go in 8, that will give us 2. 2 times 3 give us 6 over 7. So tan theta will give us 0.8571. If you divide this one by this one, then you can now find the tan inverse of this, and that gives us 40.6 degrees. So as you can see, option B is the correct option for this question number 38. Question number 39 is the next question. Find the equation of the straight line passing through the core point -1,4 and parallel to the line y equals to 3x plus 2. Now question number 38 and question number 39, they are on coordinate geometry. I forgot to tell you the topic for that. They are both from coordinate geometry. So in this case now we are looking for equation of a straight line which will look like a template of a linear equation. Y is equals to ms plus c. But we have been told that that equation we are looking for of that straight line is parallel to this straight line also. And what is the condition for parallelism? The two, the gradient of the two equations must be, they are equal. So m1 will be equal to m2, where m1 and m2 are the gradient of the two lines. So if their gradient are equal, then we can use that to find the equation of the second straight line we are looking for. That means if you know the gradient of this one, you can use that to find the equation we are looking for, since we have been told the point that the line passes through. Now from this equation now you can find our m1. So that means our m1 will be 3 because we have been able to make y sort of formula here. m1 will be 3. The gradient of this line here is 3. So since the both lines are parallel, that means m1 is equal to m2. So if you put that into the template of the linear equation, y equals to ms plus c, since they both have the same gradient, that means we are having y is equal to 3s plus c, where our m is 3. Then since the line passes through this point, -1,4, that means our y is 4, our s is -1. If you put that there, you can find our c. 4 is equal to 3 into -1 plus c. Then minus this times d give us -3. They have 4 equals to -3 plus c. Then this collect light times c will be 7. Then return that back into this equation here. You have y equals to 3s plus 7. Then take this 3s to this side. You have y minus 3 equals to 7. And that is the equation of that straight line we are looking for. And option B is the correct option from the option given. That's question number 39. Question number 40 now is on a sector of a circle. And we are told that a sector of a circle subtend an angle 90 degrees at the center of the circle. If the area of the sector is 11 centimeters square, find its radius to 2 decimal places. Now the area of a sector is theta over 360 times pi r squared, and the angle at the center is 90 degrees. And you'll be given the value of the sector, which is 11 centimeters squared. We're looking for the radius, 90 over 360 times 20 over 7 as the pi times radius square. From there you can cross multiply. 11 times 360 times 7 equals to 90 times 22 times r squared. Then this time this will give us 1980. Then if you multiply this you have 27,720. Divide both side by 1980. Your r square will be 14. They can find the square root of 14 to get the value of our radius, which will give us 3.7 centimeter as the value of the radius to 2 decimal places. Now question number 41 now, and that one is on the solid shape. And here we are going to work on a cone. Now as the solid shape we are working on, find the curved surface area of cone of height 4 centimeter and base radius 3 centimeter, correct to 2 decimal places. So curved surface area of a cone is pi r L. R is the radius of the base radius, and L is the slant height of the cone. So you will be given the height of the cone as 4 centimeter. You will be given the radius 3 centimeter, and this will form a right angle triangle. So you can use that to find the length, the slant height as well. So we have L square plus 4 square plus 3 square using Pythagoras theorem. L square will be 16 plus 9 rather. and that gives us 25. L will be 5 centimeter by taking square root of both sides. Then now that we know the value of our L, now we can now find the cos surface area of the cone. That will be 22 over 7 times 3, which is the radius, times 5, which is the slant height. And if we simplify that further, that will give us 47.1428 centimeters squared. And we have to take it to 2 decimal places, and that should give us a 47.14 to 2 decimal places. And option C is the correct option there as for that question. Now question number 42 also is what we are solving right now, and the question is from elevation, angle of elevation. So we are told that the angle of elevation of the top of a wall from a point A on the ground is 30 degrees. If AB is 50 meter, how far is A from the foot of the wall? Correct or two significant figure. So the angle of elevation of top B from a wall uh, the angle of elevation of top B of a wall from a point A. So the angle of this top from A, angle of elevation is 30 degrees. So if our AB is 50 meters, we have seen here in the diagram, how far is A from the foot of the wall? That means we are looking for CA. How far is A from the foot of this wall? So here we can use of course this is going to give us a right angle triangle, so we can use the trigonometric ratio to find CA. And what relationship with this CA, this side, and this angle given to us? And that will be cos adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos 30 will be equals to CA over 50. We cross multiply, side CA will be 50 times cos 30, and that will give us 43.30 meter to 2 significant figure. That will give us 43 centimeter to 2 significant figure. And option C is the correct option in the option given to us. Question number 43 now is also on the trigonometric ratio. It's on trigonometric ratio. Given that sin theta is equal to 3 over 5, where theta is an acute angle, what is the value of sin theta plus cos theta over 1 minus tan theta? So it's also on a trigonometric ratio. So all you need to do is to represent this sin theta on a right angle triangle, because we know that when it comes to trigonometric ratio, it deals with right angle triangle. So input everything, give it to you in a right angle triangle. We have theta, put an angle there. Then sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Where is opposite of angle theta? This is opposite. Where is the hypotenuse? This side. So you put 3 and then you put 5 here. Sorry, put 5 here. Then you can now find the third side of the right angle triangle using Pythagoras theorem. So we have our AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So AC square, AC is 5. That means 5 square is equal to AB is 3. So 3 square plus BC square. 25 minus 9 equals to BC square. BC square is 16 and our BC will be 4. So that means this side is 4. That means we can now find cos and tan. So we have sin theta, cos theta will be adjacent over hypotenuse. That will be 4 over 5. That what you're having here. And you're having sin theta 3 over 5 here. Then tan theta is in 2 opposite over adjacent, 3 over 4. Now we're having 3 over 4 here. So you can now simplify this further by finding the LCM, and that will be 5. Then we're having 3 plus 4, that will be 7 over 5. Find the LCM here, that will be 4. That will be 4 minus 3 over 4. Then that means 7 over 5 divided by 1 over 4, which can now change that division to times. That will be 4 over 1. Then you have 7 times 4, that will be 28 over 5. Then that change to that to mixed number, we have a 5 whole number 3 over 5. And option D is the correct option as far as question number 43 is concerned. Question number 44 is on what's it called? It's on quadrilateral, sorry, it's a circle geometry rather. It's on circle geometry, and we are out of in the figure below. O is the center of the circle. Find angle CAF. CAF, this angle that is here, you have to find that. And how do we do that? This circle is a circle quadrilateral. We have a quadrilateral in the circle. This is a quadrilateral. another quadrilateral. So we have, for apart from what I solved here, we have a faster method of solving this. I'm going to go through this one for before I show you this faster method. I said that angle here and angle here, they add up to 180 because they are opposite interior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral. They must add up to 180. That's what you're having here. So we can find this angle here, which is will be 180 minus 120, and that give us 60 degrees. So if this angle here is 60 degrees, this angle here and this angle here, they are in the same segment. So that means this angle here is also 60 degrees, and we are looking for this angle here. So we know that this is a triangle. This is a triangle, as you can see. It's a triangle, and this angle 100 here given to us is an exterior angle to this angle. Is an exterior angle to this angle given to us. So that means if I know this angle here plus this angle here should add up to 100 degrees. So that is exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angle of that triangle. So this angle here and this angle we are looking for should add up to 100 degrees. So that's why we have 60 plus this give us 100 degrees. Then that will be, this angle here will be 100 minus 60, and that will give us 40 degrees. So angle CAF will give us 40 degrees. That's one method. Another method is that this is also a cyclic quadrilateral. So that means this angle here plus this angle here should give us 180. So that means this angle here will be 180 minus 120, and that give us 60 degrees or so. And this angle here plus this angle here should give us 100. So this angle here will be 100 minus 60, that give us 40. So that's another method in which you can do it if you don't want to follow this method. But any of the two methods, you will get the same answer, and the same answer is 40 degrees. And option B is the correct option as far as this question is concerned. Question number 45 now is on is from latitude and longitude. Is from latitude and longitude. We are told that X and Y are two places on the equator, and their longitudes are 165 degree east and 67 degree west respectively. What is the shortest distance between them? Now we are finding distance between X and Y along where great circle or small circle. Great circle, because both of them are on the equator, and equator is a great circle. So we can find the angular distance between X and Y by finding the differences between these two angles of longitude. Because they are in different hemisphere, we can find the angular distance by adding them together. Of course, another way is by going through this diagram to find the angular distance. But because of our time, since they are the different in longitude are in different hemisphere, so that we need to add this together. That will give us 165 plus 67, and that give us 132 degrees as the angular distance. So we can find the distance between X and Y, distance XY along the great circle, which is the equator, and that will give us theta over 36 times 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the earth, 6,400 kilometer, and the pi is 22 over 7. If you substitute that here, angular distance theta is 232 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times 6,400. If you're able to simplify that properly, you get 25,925.1 kilometer as the answer, and the option C is the correct option as the distance between X and Y. Question number 45 is also on a circle geometry. I don't know why circle is coming to my mouth, but the question is on circle geometry. In the figure below, PQ and PR are tangent from P to a circle with a center O. So this is a tangent, this is also a tangent, and they meet at point P here. And if angle QPR, this angle here is 34 degrees, and we have to find the mark angle, which is angle X here. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. Now, two tangents that meet externally also from a circle are equal in length. That's one of the theorem we have on a tangent to a circle. That's one of the theorem that we have in circle geometry. When two tangents meet externally outside a circle, they are of equal length, one. And another thing is that a radius that touch a tangent at a point is perpendicular to that tangent. It's another theorem on circle geometry. Radius is perpendicular to tangent, so that means the angle here is 90 degrees. Also, this radius is also perpendicular to this tangent, that means this angle is 90 degrees as well. And this 1 2 3 then 4, that is a quadrilateral four-sided shape. So we have this angle, we have this angle, we have this angle. We can find the fourth angle. So the addition of everything should give us 360 degrees, sum of angle in a quadrilateral. So 90 plus 90 plus 34 plus x, and that's what we are having here, and that gives us 360. From there you can find our s to be 146 degrees if you go through what you have done here systematically. So angle x is 146 degrees, and option C is the correct option. Don't forget we are solving Neco 2022 general mathematics objective question there. So, and it has been fun so far, and where we made mistake we have corrected it and such. If you, and I believe you understand what you have been doing so far. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button right now, comment and like the video, so that whenever we post video, as you are going to post the theory so very soon, you will be the first person to be notified. Question number 47 now is on straight line geometry as well, or coordinate geometry. So find the gradient of a straight line joining the point A and point B, giving the coordinate of point A and point B. So we are looking for gradient of a straight line given the 2 points that the line passes through. We can use the gradient to be y2 minus y1 over s2 minus s1, where our y2 is 3, our y1 is minus 5, our s2 is 1, our s1 is 3. If you substitute that here, we have 3 minus open bracket minus 5 over 3 minus 1. Then minus times 1 will give us plus. We have 3 plus 5. 3 minus 1 will give us 2. That will be 8 over 2, and that will give us 4. That means the gradient of this straight line is 4. And option E is the correct option. Question number 48. A plastic spherical ball of radius 6 cm was melted and reshaped into cube. Find the length of the cube correct to the nearest centimeter. Now this question is on solid shape, and we are trying to compare two solid shape now, sphere and cube. Now when they melt a spherical ball and they unite it to form a cube, they will have something in common. So they could have the same total surface area, one, and they could have the same volume. But in this case, I use the volume of the two solid shape. So if they use the sphere to form a cube, so I can find the volume of the sphere, which is going to be equal to the volume of the cube. So when I find the volume of the sphere, which is 4 over 3 pi r cube, put the values of the radius as 6, then we have a volume to be 905 centimeter cube. So the volume of the sphere will be equal to the volume of the cube. And there was the formula of finding volume of the cube. If the length of the cube is L, that means the volume will be L cube. So, and the volume is 905 equals to L cube. Then find the cube root of both sides. You have L to be equals to 9.67 centimeter cube. And to the nearest centimeter, we have it to be 10 centimeter cube. And that option D is the correct option as far as the question number 48 is concerned. Question number 49 now is on the statistics, and it's on the mean measure of theta tendency, mean media mode. The mean age of 7 children is 10. The mean age of 7 children is 10 years. The ages in years of 6 of the children are 3, 6, 8, 14, 15, and 16. use the information to answer question number 49 to 51. So let's look at it now. We are talking about 7 children now, but we have the ages of the 6 of them. So that means one of them, the age of one of them is not given, and you have been given their mean age to be 10 years. So when we had all the 7 ages together, including the one we don't know, which we represented by x here, when you add it together, divided by the total number of data we have, which is 7, should give us this 10 years as the mean age. So from there, if I add together all these ages, I have 62 plus x over 7 equals to 10. Cross multiply 7 times 10 give us 70. 6x plus a equals to 70. Collect like times 70 minus 62 give us x. Then s will be 8 years. So that means the age of the seventh child, the seventh child is uh 8 years. So that means we know the ages of all the 7 children now. So, and the question asks us to calculate the age of the 7 children, which is what? 8 years. Option C is the correct answer. Let's see question. We also use this information to solve question 49 to 51. Let's see question number 50. Question number 50 says that we have to find the modal age. Modal age. How do you get that? Let's go back. Modal age, that's the mode. Of course, now we already know the age of the seventh child now, which is the 8th, as you have seen here. So now we have to find the mean modal age. So which is the most occurrence what's it called, age here, which is 8 appear here. Then the last child here is also 8 years. So that means the modal age is 8 years, and option B is the correct option. Then also we have to find the median age. The median age in the median age is that we have to rearrange their ages from whether in ascending order or descending order and pick the middle number. So if you look at it critically, if you arrange their ages now, you have 3, 6, 8, 8, 14, 15, 16. And if you look at the middle number will be this 8 year. So that means the median age is also 8 years. And option C is the correct option. Question number 52 now is also on statistics. And we have to use it to solve 52 and 53. The mean of the following set of data 5, 7, 9, x and 6 is 6. So that means when I had all these how many data now, if I have all these 5 data together, it should get divided by the number 6, it should give me, so divided by 5, rather 5 data here, it should give me 6. That's the mean. Then we can use that to find the value of our x, then do whatever we have to do again. So that's what we are having here. Add all the data together, divided by 5 equals to 6 as the mean. So add this together, we have 27 plus equals to, if we cross multiply, we have 30. Then our s will be 3 by collecting like times. So that means the value of our s is 3, and option B is the correct option there for question number 52. Then for number 53, we have to find the variance of this set of numbers, and the variance is a summation open bracket x minus s bar squared over number of data, because this is, we are finding variance of an ungrouped data. So of course the set of data is 5, 7, 9, 3 and 6, and we already know the mean of the set of the data, which is 6. So we can find s minus x bar, which is x minus the mean. Mean is 6. Then we have 5 minus 6 minus 1, 7 minus 6 1, 9 minus 6 3, 3 minus 6 minus 3, 6 minus 6 is 0. Then we can now find the square of the deviation. So that means you have 1 as 1 square 1, 1 square 1, 3 square is 9, minus 3 square is 9, 0 square is 0. Then we'll now sum it together. If you sum it together, we have a 20. Then divided by number of data, which is 5. So the variance will be 4. As you can see, the variance is 4, and option B is the correct option in the options provided to us. Question number 54 now is on probability. So you have to use that question number 54 to solve question number 54 and 55. Now there's something that is missing here from the question. Two dice are thrown together. Two dice are thrown together unbiasedly. So we have to calculate the probability that the sum obtained is less than 8 when two dice are thrown together. Now, when two dice are thrown together, we have 36 sample space. Sorry, we have this sample space, and we have 36 total outcome. Now, this was the first die, the second die. When I throw it for the first time, it can show 1 1, it can show 1 2, it can show 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, 1 6, and total to this 6 6. And the total outcome here we have is 36 of them. So what probability of obtaining obtaining probability that the sum obtained is less than 8. So less than 8, this is less than 8, less than 8, less than 8, less than 8 up to this level. So this is less than 8 also to this level. We have 7 here. So 2 plus 6 is 8. So this one is not part. Then less than 8, all this one are part. Then up to this level, sorry, 3 plus 5 is 8 as well. So that those one and this one and this one are not part. So I have 1 2, sorry, I have 1 2 3 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 15 16 17 18 19 20 21. So 21 is the favorable outcome here. So that's why our probability of less than 8 is 21 out of what, 36. And 3 can go in both. 3 can go at 7, 3 can go in 36 12. So option E is the correct answer, 7 over 12. Also, using that same sample space, find probability that the sum obtained is a multiple of 6. Multiple of 6. What are the multiple of 6? That we have 6, 12, 18, and so on. So multiple of 6. Now, if you look at it critically, we have a 6 here, 1. That's a multiple of 6. Also, we have 6 here, 2. There's no other multiple. We have 6 here, 3. No other multiple. 6 here, 4. No other multiple. 6 here, 5. No other multiple. Then 6 here. No, sorry. Where are we? Then 12. 12 is here. 6 plus 6, 12. And that is 6. So that means you have to the favorable outcome here are 6 in numbers. So that means you have 6 over 36, and that'll give us 1 over 6 as the probability of obtaining a multiple of 6. So that's solution to question number 55 as well. Let's jump to question number 56, also on statistics and of group data now. Find the mode of the distribution below, correct with 1 decimal place. This is a group data with a class intervals, and we have to find the mode. So when you find the mode of group data, we have the L1 plus change in 2 by change in 2 plus change in 1 multiplied by C, where L1 is the lower class boundary of the modal class. Change in 2 is the frequency of the modal class minus frequency after the modal class, before the modal class rather. Then over and then change in 1 is the frequency of the modal class minus frequency after the modal class, and C is the class size. So how do we get the modal class? Modal class is the class with the highest frequency, which is that means this class is the modal class. Then we need the lower class boundary of that class. And how do we get the lower class boundary? By removing 0.5 from 25, and that gives us 24.5 plus frequency of the modal class minus frequency before. That will be 7 minus 3. That will be having here as a change in 2. We also have that under plus change in 1. Frequency of modal class minus frequency after. So, and that will have here 7 minus 2. Then class size is 5. 25 minus 20 or 29 minus 25 will give us class size, which is 5. If we simplify that further, we have 7 minus 3 to be 4. Then 7 minus 2 will be 5. 4 over 4 plus 5 multiplied by 5. That will give us 4 over 9 multiplied by 5. 24.5 plus 20. This time they give us 20 over 9. 20 divided by 9 give us 2.2222. And if you add that together, that will give us 26.7 to 1 decimal place according to the question. And option C is the option D rather, option E is the correct option here. Pardon me for that. Then question number 27 now, also on statistics. You have to find the range of this set of data, and we know that range is the difference between the highest digit data here and the lowest one. The highest here is 24 and the lowest is 2. So the range will be 24 minus 2, and that gives us 22. Option E is the correct option here. And the question number 58 is on a differentiation. What is the derivative of f of s y is equals to c? That is y is equals to c, where c is a constant. The question, when you differentiate a constant, what do you get? That's what they're asking you there. You get 0. So when you differentiate a constant, you get 0. When you differentiate 2, you get 0. When you differentiate 1, all those one are constant. When I differentiate 1 million, it's a constant, it gives 0. So when I differentiate a constant, I'll have 0. So that's solution to question number 58. We only have two questions now to solve before we round up this video. Don't forget, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click on subscribe button right now. You can share the video and like the video. Subscribe so that whenever we post video, as far as the second video of this video, the theory part of the 2022 Neco mathematics general questions, then you'll be the first person to be notified. Let's jump to question number 59. Question number 59 is also on the application of differentiation. Application of differentiation. That's where the question is from. When a stone is dropped into water, the radius of the circular wave is increasing at the rate of 0.2. The radius, which is the r dt, is increasing. The r dt is equal to 0.2. Find the rate at which the area increasing when the radius is this. That will be the a, which is area, the radius, the r. Sorry, increasing with you. Find the rate at which the area is increasing. That means the a dt rate now. So you are looking for the a dt. Now from the area of the circular water, now the area of the circular water is a pi r square. If I differentiate a with respect to r, I'll have the a dr 2 pi r. Now using the change rule as well, I can get the a dr is to be equal to the a over the t times the t over the r, because if the dt cancel the t, I have the a over the r back. Also, our aim is to find the rate at which the area is increasing, which is the a, which is the a dt here. Our aim is to find the a dt. So we can divide both sides by dt dr. So that means I'll have the a dt equals to the a over the r divided by the t over the r. And I cannot change this one to times. Now we have the a dt over is equals to the a over the r times this one go, this one come down. So our the a dr is 2 pi r and the r dt is 0.2. So if you put that here, you have this. Our pi is 22 over 7. Our radius is 0.07 times the r dt is 0.2. If you simplify that, you have the a dt equals to 0.088 meters square per second rather. And option D rather, is the correct option. Now the last question now is what we're about to solve. Last question number 60, and that's also is on integration. As the last question, evaluate integral of 3 sod x dx. So we have to differentiate this. Of course, sorry, we have to integrate rather. Pardon me for that. 3 is a constant. It can go out of the integral. You can have it here. That means you have 3 integrals square root of x dx, and that can be written as a square root is raised to power half 3 integral x raised to power half dx. If you now integrate this, you add 1 to the power, then it comes down as well. So that means you have 3 times s raised to power half plus 1 over 1 half plus 1 plus c, where c is the constant. Enter, we integrate, we add constant to it. From there, you can simplify this further. 3 times in the LCM, CM is 2. Then that means we'll be having s raised to power 3 over 2 over 3 over 2 as well. We simplify the denominator, and we can change the division to times by this one coming up, this one coming down. and that's what we're having here. That's 3 times s raised to power 3 over 2. Then this division times to times, you have 3, sorry, 2 over 3. Then this 3 can take care of this 3 here. You have 2 times s raised to power 3 over 2 plus c. And then this one is simply mean the square root of s cube. According to our indices, this one simply means this square root of s cube. So that means we'll be having 2 then times square root of s cube plus c as our answer. And option C is the correct option for that question number C. So we have been able to solve this objective question 2020 general Neco 2022 general mathematics objective question, right from question number 1 to the last question. Please pardon my voice this evening, as my voice is kind of breaking as a result of cold. So just pardon me for that. As far as this video is concerned, in the next video we'll try to make it better. I hope you understand what you have been able to do from the beginning to the end of this video. Please, as I said earlier, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click on subscribe button right now. When you receive this video, please you can share it with your world that are going to write exam next year, so that they can use it to practice and understand it. And as I've said earlier, we are going to be giving you the second part of the video, which is the theory part, the theoretical part of the Neco 2022 general mathematics question. We are going to be solving that one also systematically. And don't forget to share, like, and comment. As you do so, may the good Lord bless you. Thank you for watching.